As you guys may know, Retro Bowl has been on a slow but steady decline over the past year or so, with declining updates and overall support for both the base game and the college version. But I'm happy to say that we are back. September 5th, Retro Bowl is going to be changed forever. NFL Retro Bowl 25 is going to be released. Right now, I'm going to go over everything we know so far and what this means for the future of Retro Bowl and things that I hope are in this game. So right off the bat, probably the biggest thing maybe to ever be added in Retro Bowl is real NFL players and teams. This game is partnered with the NFL Player Agency, NFLPA, so you'll actually be able to play as Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill. I won't need to clickbait anymore. You don't have to fake anything, okay? From the tweet that the official Retro Bowl account posted, they say hundreds of real NFL players to choose from, which makes me think they'll probably go for 12 NFL players per real team because, like the max roster size in the normal game is 12. Maybe I could see 10 to 12 per team. Either way, like all the really good stud players on offense and defense should be in this game. So another very important part of this tweet is the phrase superstars on every team. That's what I'm saying. Like the really good players are going to be on there. Practice squad guys, probably not. This is still speculation, but I think this means we're finally going to get full rosters, and by full I mean 10 to 12 players, for every team in the league. Right now, of course, only one team, your current team, has a roster with players and data stored in the game. Every other team is just a star rating, even if you used to be on that team. But now it looks like it'll be more similar to Hoopland, where every team has players and you'll be able to trade and negotiate with them. But I'll save that speculation for later, and I'll go over the one slight negative coming up with this game. It's on Apple Arcade. Okay, this game is going to replace the current Retro Bowl Plus game already on Apple Arcade. So sorry to the 5 people who are playing on that version. Apple Arcade is $7 a month. And if you haven't used it before, you will get a free trial. So overall, it is pretty pricey if you buy it only for this game. But it does have a lot of other games if you want to look at them, even like Retro Goal Plus. From initial reactions, I've seen a lot of people complain about this, and I understand where they're coming from. $7 monthly is a lot of money. That's definitely going to add up over time if you only plan to get the game to play it for Retro Bowl. And a lot of people straight up aren't going to have access because they're on Android devices, which sucks for the player base. But I think that the funding and the NFL rights were probably a lot easier to get through Apple and Apple Arcade. And this game success could easily allow for more Retro Bowl and Retro Bowl College support. So, this might be not like a cash grab, but a way for them to get more money to develop the base games more. And let's be real, okay? $7, is that a little bit? Yes. But would I spend my last $7 to buy this game? Absolutely, I would. Forget bread and water to eat. Okay, I'm buying Retro Bowl. I'm gonna be honest, this is probably the biggest Retro Bowl news ever. Bigger than any update, and dare I say bigger than Retro Bowl College just a year ago. Assuming at minimum it's just a Retro Bowl reskin, but with official NFL players and real rosters and head coaches, along with full rosters across the league. This takes anything I could have dreamed for Retro Bowl and blows it right out of the water. This also brings me to the lack of updates both games have been seeing. I know a lot of people, myself included, have been frustrated with the overall lack of updates and responses from the developers, and I think the hate should definitely be toned down with this announcement. I think most people in the community don't really know how game development works, myself included again, which is not a bad thing, but it is a lot easier to be like, I want punt returns and I want defense than to actually implement this stuff. It takes a lot of time to recode stuff. I even remember back when they added kick returns, I think they had to recode the whole way, like you rushed and ran any time in the game just to add a simple thing like kick returns. So it definitely, with a game like this, it is definitely hard to figure stuff like that out. And Retro Bowl is also, at its core, a simplistic game. Simon, the lead developer, has stated multiple times that Retro Bowl is always going to remain a simple pick up and play game. And I think the most important thing to recognize is that this strategy has worked damn near perfectly for New Star Games and Retro Bowl. This game soared to popularities that genuinely nobody expected. And to think that a mobile football game half the size of Game Pigeon that isn't like Madden has a genuine community on social media over 4 years since release is mind-boggling. Keeping the game simplistic also works in favor of the game's price. When people compare Retro Bowl to Hoopland, I think it's important to look at pricing. Hoopland is I think like $5 for the premium version, which gives access to all game modes and features. That is a large jump from Retro Bowl's premium, which is $1, but Hoopland has significantly more depth and larger updates, so of course it's going to cost more. Retro Bowl simplicity is something that helps it stay completely ad-free and only $1 for the premium version, and having those features also contribute massively to Retro Bowl's mainstream appeal and success. Sorry for the crazy rant, but I do think it's important to give Simon and the developers respect and their flowers when it comes to knowing what they're doing. They've been making games for over 20 years, and they're still making new games today. They're about to release a tennis game, and they're still updating New Star Grand Prix and Retro Goal, maybe. And I believe that as a community, we should put our faith in Simon and New Star Games to do what they think is best for their fans. And yes, am I switching up? Have I been mad in the past? Yes, but we didn't know about Retro Bowl NFL. So in light of this announcement, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? This guy knows what he's doing. Are there problems with the game and its updates right now? Absolutely. And it's important to discuss them and get them out there so they can be seen. This game isn't perfect and there's so much more that can be added while keeping the game simplistic. But something to keep in mind is that Retro Bowl is very likely their biggest game monetarily at the moment. So I find it hard to believe that Simon doesn't want to continue to improve this game and make it as good as possible. This is not meant to be a knock on people who haven't liked the new updates or want more out of this game. I don't like some of the new updates and I want more out of this game too. It's very reasonable to do so, and most of the points I've seen are very valid, but it's also very easy to get in a loop of hating without taking a step back to realize why the game isn't being updated as much, and hopefully it was for good reason with this new game. Like I said, if this new game is amazing, I'm gonna forgive them for everything. Now, if this new game sucks, well, maybe we can start hating again. But for now, back to NFL Retro Bowl 25. So far, I'm really going off of one tweet and a paragraph on the App Store, so it's really difficult to predict what exactly this game will be like, and this is pretty much all speculation. Superstars on every team really leads me to believe that every team will have players in your league, and I'm assuming Simon will be a little more reckless on storage use compared to the base game. That's something he often cited as like a roadblock for larger rosters or Hall of Fames, which also makes me wonder if we'll see that in this game. Obviously the players will be from real life, but I'm not sure the coaches and the coordinators will. I also doubt the football gameplay will actually vary much, if at all, from the original games, but I do wonder if we'll see new dilemmas or maybe less dilemmas. I don't know what the NFL Players Association will allow with the current dilemmas, like involving illegal substances and domestic violence. There's a lot of possibilities, and I don't really think much will be added on top of the real players and maybe full league rosters, but I'll gladly take it at this point. Hopefully, as the release gets closer, we're going to get more info, but I had to get this out as soon as possible, so I'm recording literally the day of the update. Hopefully going to upload the day or the day after that they announce this game. At this point, that is all I have to say about this new game. I am very, very excited to play this on the channel and pay my $7 and just see what it brings to the table. I have high expectations because I know that Simon and his crew are going to be working hard to make this game, worth the money. This game will hopefully also bring in a lot in terms of my content and what you guys may see from this channel. Recreations are going to be 20 times easier, I think, so let me know if you want to see more of those. There's also so many ideas I have for franchises and team rebuilds and one-off videos that I'm sure you guys are going to love, and this opens up a whole new door of content for other creators to make and further the community as a whole. Looking to the future of Retro Bowl, I'm still not sure what the base game has in store. Obviously, updates will eventually come, but it's going to be difficult to keep updates across 3 separate game versions, and College is already lacking in features as it doesn't even have simulations yet. As I said earlier, New Star Games is working on New Star Grand Prix, a new tennis game called Retro Slam Tennis, and all the Retro Bowl games, and technically Retro Goal too, so updates will probably be slow, although that's not really something new for us. Hopefully NFL Retro Bowl 25 will be supported consistently when the base game is updated, but all we can do is hope. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.